Hello everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back in Disney Dreamlight Valley for our weekly Discord Dreamsnap review. This week we are going over the April Fool's challenge. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing all the pranks, the creativity that you've kind of put in. I had a bit of a rough time voting. That's to say the least. I was getting very beautiful snaps, but not much in the way of pranking. A lot of like beautiful scenic, almost like Oasis shots. But they didn't seem to make sense for the prank. So I'm excited to go into Discord because I know without a doubt the best submissions are always in Discord. Without fail, that's where they are. So if you aren't sharing your snaps in my Discord, you better join so that you can become one of those amazing submissions. The link's in the description if you do want to join. But yeah, let's head over to Discord and take a look at your fun and creative snaps. So we are going to start off with this absolutely beautiful creation from Victoria. This submission here is clearly an invasion of the aliens. I love this. I love this take you've got, like, sort of gone with the challenge. You know, not only using some of the, what do you call them, like the plushie aliens, but also the Toy Story aliens. We have Stitch here sat down on a seat, which is so adorable. We also have Stitch in these bubbles, which I've got to say, the talent people are getting recently with disguising these bubbles is really good. Like the one on the right here, I do not see any part of a bubble at all, but the one on the left, I do see it. I mean, you probably wasn't trying to hide the bubble, and I don't think that detracts. It's not a negative. I just think it's so impressive to look on the right here, and it literally looks like this Stitch popcorn bucket is floating. I would literally look at this and go, how? It's very impressive. This is bright, colourful, vibrant, and the kind of the prank or the joke of the alien takeover is very clear and very funny, very humorous. So great job with this. And next we have a few submissions from Dutch Girl. We have this first one here, which is very funny. I did see this is your, I think this was your main account where you're pranking Sully with the bananas. So you can imagine he's tripped and fell over on these bananas, which is absolutely hilarious. The concept of slipping over a banana peel is such a well-established comedic kind of like trope that I just think this works in so many levels. The perfect April Fool's prank. I think this is a very funny, very hilarious submission. Then we have your alt account, I believe, who is clearly dressed up like Mike. Like you're clearly clowning around, having a laugh, having fun, and it's very hilarious to see. And then this is your 10-year-old's account, which is very funny to see. It looks like he's kind of dressed up all matchy with Stitch, which is very fun. And it looks like they have put Donald Duck in prison, which I think is hilarious. They've completely cordoned off Donald's boat, trapping him out on the waters, which is very funny. And next up we have this submission from Nia here, and this is hilarious. I love how you've pranked Donald here. Obviously Donald is probably one of the most popular choices this week for pranking, just because of his angry expression. It's so hilarious. I do like how you've got all the Donald signs out. You've put out all the toilets with the water fountains, which is just hilarious. So funny. Obviously you've dressed up like Donald, like a mad angry Donald, which is very funny too. You've got all the snotty tissues dotted around. This is hilarious. Such a good submission for this week's challenge. And next up we have a submission from Blush Danielle, and this is hilarious. I love this. I love the idea of cooking pua. It's so funny. It's almost like Scar is there waiting, kind of like, feed me. We have the sushi chef over here cooking up stuff. We have all the pork on the table and things. All the sort of seasonings, like you got your bit of onion, you've got your lemon and stuff like that. You got all your cooking tools, which is funny. And what's hilarious is Moana's in the background, and you could just imagine Moana's like, Pua? Where's Pua? Perhaps she's even asking Stitch, like, have you seen Pua around here? And then you're there with Pua ready to put him on the Barbie. Why did I call it a Barbie? Oh my god. A barbecue. Oh, I cringe. I die a little inside. I die. That was embarrassing. But yeah, you know what I mean. We put them on the barbecue. Next up, we have some submissions from Winter Dragonfly. We have this first one here, playing a prank on Donald. Very funny. We have Donald at his boat here, and then we've got all the fish on the ground, which is so funny. You can imagine he's quite annoyed to be surrounded by loads of fish all laid out in front of his house, probably causing a bit of a stink and stuff like that. Obviously, your character dressed like an angry Donald is hilarious too as well. So I absolutely love this. I think this is so fantastic. I'm really enjoying looking at these snaps because I do think they're all very enjoyable. And then we have your next submission here, perhaps a simple one, but I love it. We've got flames, we've got water, we've got toilets with toilet water spouts. It's I'm sure this is exactly what Eric and Ariel want to see outside their house. And our next submission, which is for Winter Dragonfly's brother here, this is brilliant. I like how you've turned the tables. Donald has been pranked enough by everyone else, so you've pranked Stitch and locked him up in like a little prison. I think this is hilarious. I am all for this. If I see this, it is 100% getting my vote, no matter what it's up against. This is so funny. I love it. I think it's playful. I think it's fun. I think it's enjoyable. Yeah, this is a fantastic April Fool's snap. And then we have your last one, which is presumably for your dad's account, I would guess. I think so. And this is funny. Olaf staring up at you. I love how you're like imitating the Maui pose, like directly in front of the Maui statue. Like I can just imagine like mocking Maui in this sense. I do believe that is Maui's house in the background too. I do see Maui here off to the side. So you've just trashed Maui's house with socks and snotty tissues, and then you're mocking his statue. Oh, I love this. Do you know what? This has been, I think, such a fun challenge in a sense. Like all the villagers that we complain about, this was the week to finally get your revenge on those annoying villagers. This is the week. And I just think it's so fun. Brilliant job. Next up, we have a submission from Cami, and again, hilarious. Bringing Ariel to a sushi restaurant? Diabolical. I love it. Fantastic. This is exactly the kind of stuff I wanted to see when voting. This is the kind of humor, the kind of jokes that I wanted to see. I just think it's hilarious. Like, we know this is kind of like monster sushi. It's not proper sushi, but still, it's sushi nonetheless, and I just think this is hilarious. And next up, we have a submission from Strawberry Blonde. I know you had so much trouble with this. I know it was effort, but I think you did amazingly. I think this came out so good. I love that you've got the camera here ready to snap the prank. You've got Stitch here, which is fantastic. Obviously, the snap challenge did mention Stitch. Not saying you had to have Stitch in your snap. I'm just saying, like, I think it can be good to hark back to something that's directly mentioned. It's why I think like with the bedroom beauty challenge that we have, that did mention kind of like Beauty and Beauty and the Beast. That's why I think a lot of those snaps did so well. I mean, I still got 4K and I did a Wednesday Addams inspired snap. Well, I say Wednesday Addams, Wednesday from the TV show, like the Netflix one. But yeah, and that still did well. So you can absolutely do things well without sticking directly. But I just think it can sometimes, I think when people vote, they have that in their head. and I think it can help. So I think including Stitch was perfect. You have Donald going angry here, and we have the Mad Hatter's tea party, which has been pranked with tons of toilets, all broken with water coming out. We've got bubbles and everything like that going on. It is wacky and wonderful, and I love it. And I like the subtle touch of decor in the background, like having the teacup ride here, having the Cheshire Cat kind of like foliage piece. They all work with the theming, so I actually think you did a fantastic job here. I know you said you were struggling a lot with it, but I think you came up with something that was absolutely fantastic. And next up, we have a submission from Madame Bernet, and this is hilarious. I can just imagine you've created this racetrack for Penelope. Not Penelope. Why did I say Penelope? Penelope. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna blame the fact that my niece is called Penelope, so I'm gonna say like that's the reason. Clearly, I'm just thinking lovingly about my darling, darling niece. um, we have Penelope here. I can imagine this being a bit of a fun kind of like racetrack for her. You know, we've got the candy trail, which is just fantastic, really funny. But at the end of the finishing line, there's not a prize, there's not a trophy. No, instead, it's a bunch of vegetables, which I'm sure makes Penelope absolutely ecstatic. I love it because obviously the contrast of like veggies against candy. You also think of like kids and stuff like that. Like I remember being a kid and like seeing a lot of things about how disgusting and yucky veggies were and stuff. I actually don't mind quite a lot of veggies. Like even when I was younger, I didn't mind some. Like there's some that I hated and I still do. Um, but there were still some vegetables that I really like. Like I love broccoli, you know, I love cauliflower. But I remember like in the Powerpuff Girls when there was like the villainous vegetables and stuff. Like, does anyone remember that? Um, so I kind of just think of that, and like obviously with Vanellope being quite young and cutesy and stuff. I think it works really well. I think it's hilarious and a brilliant prank. And I also like your little hidden Mickey here made with the lettuce and the cabbages. So hilarious, so funny. They're not in my Discord. I did see someone post on Facebook. They did a Avatar theme snap, like as in the last Airbender, the proper Avatar, not the blue people Avatar, which is rubbish. Um, but the proper Avatar, and they did like a my cabbages snap, and I was just like, round of applause. Perfect. 10 out of 10. So good. Um, I kind of wish they were in my Discord so I could have shown it off. It was so good. It made me laugh so much. But yeah, I think this is hilarious. And then we have a submission from Cal's Fantasy here, who's cooking up an epic feast. We have Hey Hey in the pot here, which is just hilarious. We've got the cooking book, you know, we've got butter and seasoning. We've got like veggies and meat and other things like that in the background. We've got Pumbaa here with the apples ready to be roasted. You've got Stitch here in the book in front of him, and I can kind of imagine the book as like a recipe book, which I think is perfect. Even more apples, which is hilarious. You know, you think of like a pig with an apple in its mouth kind of thing. That's definitely the vibes. This is definitely a fun, evil prank, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. It's nice to see, and yeah, this was really the week where we could go all out, and I love seeing the Discord submissions because they are absolutely hands down the best of the best. And next up, we have my main account snap, which I did like. I am realizing now I have a bit of an issue with. There was supposed to be water spouts coming out the toilet, and I haven't caught those. But I don't think I realized it at the time. This snap caused me so much grief. So we have Stitch here, because obviously we were doing the prank with Stitch. We have got the Monsters Inc. house, and we have loads of poop We got snotty tissues. We were meant to have water spouts, but that didn't happen. And then we were originally going to do a kneeling pose with Hey Hey, just because that was kind of funny and funny seeing him walk through poop. But then Hey Hey kept doing this weird splits thing because he kind of got bugged, and that just became a bit of a laugh. So this is what we ended up with. I'm not sure I like it now. I hate to say it, guys. I don't love it. I don't love it. Hey Hey at the time was so funny, and now I'm just like, what? What? Why did I even do this? I kind of like that Mike is obscured, but I was hoping to get him, you know, when he goes to reach the microphone and it kind of almost looks like he's, you know, gonna vomit or something. Like, that was the kind of vision I wanted. I wanted to capture Mike doing that. But we didn't have much luck with that, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I really the poop is hilarious. The toilets are hilarious. I love that. I just, do I love everything else? No. I wish I had the water fountains going off, and it bugs me that I didn't realise that at the time. It really does. But yeah, this is what we got. This is what we got. And this is the snap that I did on my husband's account. Now, this was mainly to troll my husband, because my husband, for some reason, does not like Mirabelle. I cannot explain it. Personally, I love Mirabelle. I think she's cute. I think she's sweet. And I especially love the Encanto movie as well. So, yeah, this was more of a prank on my husband. But we have done a scene here. I recreated almost like a Mirabelle room, and then we pranked her with toilets. We've got the water spurting out, we've got the poop, and we've also pranked her with a bunch of blobfish as well. So and we're hiding behind, like, I'm imagining this as like a bit of a door, and we're hiding there, and we're happy and excited that we've pranked Mirabelle successfully. So that's what my husband's snap is. Then we have a submission with Sunny Wawa here, and this is brilliant. Seeing Donald get angry. We've got snotty tissues, we've got bananas, we've got eggs, yeah, it's just funny. There's a lot going on here, but I think it's really cute. I also like, I do believe, obviously correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the flower house, but it creates such the perfect little hiding spot. Like, you couldn't even really tell it was the flower house. Lovely little viewpoint. The decor, this like backdrop decoration, is like really pretty. I really like it. We've got Stitch here, which looks really cute. We've got like the hand-drawn Donald sign, which is hilarious too. Donald obviously looking angry. Yeah, this is fantastic. It's hilarious. And then we have a submission from Ev Error here. And this is so funny. We've got Donald throwing a tantrum here. He is surrounded by eggs and snakes. Which is just funny. You can see how annoyed he would be. There's you and Stitch, like, sort of looking very happy with yourselves that you've pulled off this prank, which is absolutely hilarious. I love the decor in this image too, like the rainbow just kind of like encapsulating the side, the banners here at the front, and the beautiful foliage work is wonderful to see as well. And I think Donald's expressive pose is just fantastic. Such a fun snap. And then we have a couple of submissions from Glitch here. We have this one here where Fairy Godmother seems to have cursed you with a terrible looking outfit. Not good for the ball. It looks like Fairy Godmother's magic is not doing very well at the moment. But this is so funny. I like this, you know, expecting a beautiful Cinderella ball gown and then getting this. And such a brilliant way to tie in the outfit theming as well, because that was something that I was a bit anxious about, because obviously for me, when I vote based on it being a photo challenge, which is obviously fine for me, but I appreciate that that viewpoint can be seen as a bit of a controversial viewpoint, because a lot of people are like, it's an outfit challenge, you know, you're only meant to vote on the outfit, you're only meant to look at that kind of thing, the decor doesn't matter, and blah blah blah, and you know, don't vote for selfies on outfit challenges because you can't see the full outfit. I've even heard people saying, oh, I can't see the shoes, so I wouldn't ever vote for that snap. So I kind of have that unpopular belief that it doesn't tell us to vote on the outfit, so I'm going to vote on what it tells us to vote on, which is the picture. But I like that you've kind of brought in the outfit theming so that for people that are kind of very set on just voting for like an outfit or a like, yeah, just for set on voting for the outfit, this could technically appeal to them more because the outfit connection's there and it does make sense, whereas my outfits were just what I could get tags with. They had no relation to the picture whatsoever, so I like that you've got this kind of connecting vibe. And then I saw that you took a risk with this snap. This is meant to be Snow White and the 7 imposters. So we have the Mickey mannequin here, which is often used as the dwarfs when people do a Snow White themed snap. But the idea here is that these are actually Mickey imposters and not the actual dwarfs, which is quite funny to see. I did see you comment that it's a bit of a risk, which it could be, because a lot of people obviously just see these as the 7 dwarfs because of how they've been utilized before in snaps. So we will have to see how your risky snap pays off. And next up, we have a submission from the Decorista here. This is fantastic. You are ransacking Scrooge's vault here, which I think is hilarious. And I love that you're kind of dressed as or disguised as Stitch, which is absolutely perfect. Makes perfect sense in this context. Absolutely love this. I think this is fantastic and creative. Very, very playful, and a brilliant use of the Scrooge vault door as well. It's nice to be able to see that in a snap, because obviously that's a new item, so it's always fun to see the new items get used. But yeah, this is fun and playful, very, very creative. And next up, we have a submission here from Marina, and it looks like the poor forgotten here has been pranked. We have alarm clocks going off, we have confetti cannons going off, we've got fruit and veg, like we got tomatoes, we've got bananas, we've got blobfish, we've got eggs, we have everything. Every single way you could imagine pranking a person has been done here. The poor forgotten cannot catch a break. And of course we've got Stitch in his little devil costume, which is perfect because he is acting like a little devil. He is up to mischief, which I think is so fun. Yeah, I really enjoy this. I think it's very creative. I think it's very unique as a concept, which will probably help it stand out a bit during voting. And it's a very fun take on this challenge. And next up, we have a submission from Madam Red, and it looks like we have chaos in the arcade here. It looks like you and Stitch have gone to town on sabotaging all the arcade rides, which is hilarious. It looks like you've got your alien friends as well involved to cause a little bit of trouble here. A bit of trouble for Goofy, perhaps. He's just probably trying to do his job and run a cute little arcade. And then you, Stitch, and the aliens come along and sabotage everything. But I love this. The use of like the tool sets, the kind of like the screws, like the nuts and bolts and things like that, I think work perfectly. And I think it's very clever and creative. Obviously, I've seen a lot of the similar stuff with sort of some of the Dreamsnaps with Donald and stuff, and it's not a criticism at all. Let's face it, all 3 of my snaps that I did featured toilets. They were very similar, so I'm not criticizing. But like, it's kind of nice to see someone using different items. Like a lot of the items we're seeing are the snotty tissues, perhaps the bananas, perhaps like the poop and the toilet kind of vibes, the bubbles and water. Like that seems to be the big four popular options, which, like I said, is not a problem. I think they're funny. I think they're hilarious. I love to see them. But it's nice to see this kind of creative outside of the box thinking. I always appreciate a snap where you can see how someone's thought of something really unique in concept, and it's just very, very fun, just to see that kind of different thinking, if that makes sense. Like I said, no shade to the other submissions, I fall into that category, and I certainly wouldn't be shading myself. But I just like this. I think it's fun and unique, which is great to see. And next up we have Jay here, who's come up with this very, very fun prank where it looks like you have relocated someone's house. This is a very playful use of the up house because obviously it lifts up and out the shot. So it looks like you yourself have put effort into lift someone's house up and cause a bit of chaos in this way, which is just very, very funny to see. It almost looks like a Donald is caught in a bubble here as well, which is very, very funny. We have a beautiful Mickey Cloud, which I love to see. And then you've got Stitch, Oswald and Vanellope, who I can imagine are just up to no good. And next up, we have a submission from Flame G, and this is brilliant. I love this. I love that you've included Mike, and what a pose to have caught him in. It looks like he's pointing at Donald, taking the Mickey. We've got Stitch here looking quite happy. We've got your character. We've got all the eggs. It looks like you have thrown eggs galore at Donald, which is hilarious. Obviously, he's throwing a bit of a temper tantrum here, which is just brilliant. We've got all the signage here for Donald. It's so, so, so funny. I love this. I do kind of wish I'd done a Donald snap this week now, because I kind of feel bad for not including him, because he is so perfect to include. I think he would have been a brilliant option. Maybe I should have done that on my husband's account instead of trolling him with Mirabelle. I don't know, but I think this is fun and playful, and yeah, you put together a really fun snap here. And next up we have a submission from Disney Dreamer here, and it looks like we have caused chaos in Donald's bathroom, which is hilarious. We got the toilet here with all the poops. All the poops. We've got an overflowing bathtub, which is hilarious. We've got Donald going mad here. What I really like is you have used Daisy's portrait here, which is very cute. Makes it look like it's definitely Donald's bathroom. But what a brilliant use of this bath item where it looks like it's overflowing, using all the fairy bubbles and the craftable bubbles. I can also see you've got the bubble machine going on, which is brilliant. I think this is hilarious, and what a fun way to stitch Donald up. And next up we have a submission from Weasley is Our King, who is doing pranks galore for everyone. This is fantastic. You are pranking the whole valley. So we have Stitch here, who you're obviously up to chaos with, but we have Beast over here with the Beast model kind of thing to mock Beast. We have Oswald here and his missing trolley. We have Buzz here and the giant Buzz statue, as well as Woody with the giant Woody statue. We have Donald being mocked here with his hand-drawn sign. We have Sully here on the ground with the clay Sully, which is just hilarious. We have weird looking fish. We've got bubbles. We've got snotty tissues. We have literally everything going on, which is just hilarious. I love it. It's chaotic, it's fun, it's creative, and what a great way to spread the April Fool's cheer throughout your entire valley. And next up we have a submission from Vinny Luca here, and it looks like your character's being spat on by the camels. That is so funny. I don't know if they're meant to be spitting on you or Gaston, but it's hilarious. Maybe they're meant to be spitting on Aladdin and Jasmine, because we've got Aladdin and Jasmine's house, right? And you kind of look a bit like a Jafar kind of vibe. So maybe the idea is that you're spitting towards Aladdin and Jasmine. I just love this. The use of the spitting camels is so good. It's like, there's so many creative ways this snap could have been done. Spitting camels is hilarious. Because no one wants to get spit on. We don't kink shame here. It's so funny. It's so funny. I love this. Brilliant. Then we have my alt account snap, and I really lent into the Lilo and Stitch theming here. Originally I wanted to use Donald, but the problem with that is Mr. Star did a very similar setup, and I really wanted to avoid doing that. Whilst I had the vision for this kind of bathroom build, there being water and stuff like that, and originally I was going to prank Donald because he is so expressive. I was worried that it might look too similar to Mr. Star Snap. So I was like, okay, let's take this opportunity. Let's try and really creatively come up with an idea where it's not like Mr. Star Snap. So I lent into the Lilo and Stitch theming. I tried to make Nani here kind of like as the character. It was a bit hard to decide how to style her because whilst the shorts are obviously Nani shorts, there wasn't really a top that I could see that she wears in the movie like that came with the Stitch bundle. Because I tried to find the pink top, but I couldn't find that. But I was like, that surely must be a Nani top. But then, like, I couldn't find it. But I have seen the shorts used in the Stitch film, like, that she wears. So I was just like, okay, is that other top meant to be hers? I don't know. But then I saw her in a blue top, and I was like, okay, well, let's just go with that. So hopefully it comes across as her. If I did have any of the, like, bubble stuff from the Storybook Veil, I absolutely would have used it, but because this is my alt account, I don't have any of that, so I couldn't creatively add that in. I didn't want to go for a poop theme snap. It was just meant to be like a broken toilet kind of thing, just causing a bit of chaos for her. So hopefully this comes across well. It is a bit empty, which I worry. I do think it's quite simplistic, so I can see it not doing so well in that regard, but I still think it was a fun snap to put together. And for our last submission of this half, we have one from Mumba Jules here. This is fantastic. We've got Mickey's laundrette here, and we've got the washing machine completely overflowing, which is hilarious. I love how you've put the bubble machine behind the actual washing machine, so it looks like there's bubbles coming out of the machine as well as the bubbles in the foreground, which is hilarious. Obviously, we got the laundry here. We've got this kind of like clothing basket. We've got the dirty socks. We have all the bits and bobs that you might need for cleaning, like even the sack, which could be full of like clothing and laundry and things like that, which is hilarious. I love how you've kind of almost like Oswaldified your kind of look a bit with the hat and stuff. Obviously that's quite fun because then it's looking like you and Oswald have committed this prank together, which I just think is hilarious. I think it's very, very funny and creative, and I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job putting this snap together. It's hilarious, it's clear what the prank is, and yeah, just a very, very fun snap overall. Well, there we have it. That is the first half. Oh my gosh, Sully. Go away. I'm trying to do this outro, please. There we are. That's the first half of the submissions from Discord for the April Fool's Day challenge. It was so much fun going over these, seeing the different creative pranks that the community has come up with, and I'm very excited to check out part 2, so make sure you stick around for that. Thank you to everyone who has shared their snaps in Discord. I love looking over them each week, so I do really, really appreciate that. Of course, thank you to all my subscribers and channel members. Your support means the world to me, and of course anyone who does like and comment on the video, it supports me massively, more than you'd ever know, so thank you very, very much. Of course, I do just want to say, if you want to have your snap featured in a video like this, make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description below. But I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!